What's going on, everybody? How we doing? We back for another Can We Keep It Real podcast, man. Friday Night Lights, week 3. What is happening, man? We got Coach Piva in the building tonight. I was just watching. I was actually at the Wesley game for a little while, but right now it looks like Barrington up on Wesley, 26-7. It could be problems for Wesley in Division 2. We'll see what Coach Dunbar has to say. You know, one of the most uncomfortablest interviews is when Coach Dunbar loses. I'm not even gonna lie. He's tough. West Warwick was up. I think it was 19-7. Last time I checked on that one, I think that was over on Fans Only Sports. But we're gonna get Coach Piver up in here. But first, I gotta thank the people that helped me make this possible. And big shout out to Coldwell Bankers Coastal Homes, Mark Rice. Support those that support youth sports. You know, give Mark a call. And big shout out to Rally Point. The only way to stand is together. We're gonna bring Coach Piver in right after. Let me get it right after this.
Actually putting high school students in harm's way. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. That rule says barring a family court order, a student must live with his or her mother or else he or she could miss up to 50% of their regular season games.
What is it, Coach Piva?
How we doing?
All right. Look at that. I like that hoodie. That's pretty classy right there.
Yeah, thanks. It's my new favorite one. It was a gift from last year's senior class to me, and it's much appreciated. I really like it.
So is that like being the 12th step as a teacher? You know, like to get something like that. Is that the equivalent? You have to be a big shot to get that high quality hoodie.
I don't know about a big shot, but you know, my seniors last year were really good to me, and they chipped in and their parents and got me a sweatshirt that kind of matched their senior gift, and it was nice, and you know, it's something to remember those guys by, so it's special to me.
Well, welcome to my basement, because you know we had to do a special edition for my friend.
Listen,
here.
No one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's.
We'll place every once in a while.
Yeah, not bad for a basement, huh? But how was your day today, man? You got out of the game early. You're already home, Coach. It's like 8:47, and you're sitting in your living room.
Yeah, we had to play an early game because the field got moved from Warwick Vets to Tollgate High School, and they don't have any lights.
Did they move the whole field?
What's that?
Did they move the whole field?
I don't know, but
you said the field got moved.
we're over at Tollgate today with no lights, so we got on a 4:00 bus and fought through the 295 traffic and got there right before 5 o'clock. Pretty much got off the bus, kicked the ball off, and tried to squeeze in a game before it got dark.
Wow, like now just coming off the bus, I'm sure. Like, how does that work as far as like? Do you have time before that to at least get stretching done and do a few minutes of something?
The officials granted, you know, both teams, you know, sufficient time to warm up. We didn't have our full warm up routine, but we knew that going in. So we modified ours for today and went through quick and made it happen. We knew how important it was to try to get this game in before the dark, and you know, we made it happen. It worked out.
Coach, this was a must-win for North Smithfield, in my opinion. It was a must-win for Tollgate. How important was it for you to get this win?
Well, it was important for the fact that we played two pretty good games these last 2 weeks and didn't have a win to show for it. So to put things together and to finish drives, like we've moved the ball the first 2 weeks up and down the field and just haven't found ways to get in the end zone. Tonight we found a few ways to get in the end zone. So it was nice to finish our drives and finish a game and complete some of the things we were looking to do. So that was what was important. And putting a win on the board and getting a win in the win column, that's secondary, and it's nice and important in terms of a potential playoff whatever later in the season. But we're 1-1 now, so that's all that really matters.
Oh yeah, screw everything else. You need them wins, playoffs, seeding, very important.
All that stuff will take care of
Definitely.
itself.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely work itself out. I think on on the next show I think I'm gonna have tonight, you'll see it in the description. I talked about how, you had a dominant you had a good game against Pontigansett that went all the way down to the wire. Their passing game coordinator, Anthony Alejandro, had to come up with, a passing play at the last second, and put them close enough to a field goal, you know. A week
Yeah.
later, you play 3 good quarters against Lincoln. It seems like that fourth quarter, for whatever reason, I think you had injuries and stuff, and the game got away from you. So,
Yeah, both games, we did some things well, and we did some things not so well. That Pontigansett game, you just got to give the quarterback and the receiver credit. They made a play at the end. We had an opportunity to defend it. Kid was in pretty decent position, and we didn't make a play, and they did, and that's the difference in a football game. Last week, it was 13-7 at the half. We got the ball coming out of halftime. We drove the ball all the way down to the 10-yard line and stalled out. So we had every opportunity to go up 14-13 into the second half of that game, and we didn't do it. Found ourselves still in the ball game at the end of the third quarter. It was still 13-7, and they score a touchdown at the very end of the third quarter and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. And we just didn't find ways to capitalize because we moved the ball pretty well all last week. I think we only had 1 3-and-out. We just didn't score, and sometimes that happens. And tonight we found a way to score, so that's a good thing.
and how you feeling about the way that Cole is playing right now?
Listen, it's no big secret for us. Cole takes us as far as Cole takes us. I'm not surprised with anything that kid does on the field. He's a supreme football player. He's really, really good. And he's playing really good right now, and we have some kids that can make some plays. He had another big game tonight. Cole threw for 3 touchdowns. He ran 1 in himself. 2 of them were pretty long, so I would assume he was close to 200 yards passing and 3 touchdowns tonight, with another probably 50 or 60 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown too. Cole will put us on his back and carry us at times, and we need him to do that for us to be successful.
Well, definitely, and I'm sure Coldwell will probably end up on Rhode Island ranked again with them type of yards. We'll see, and you see, this is why it's important for coaches to put stats up on Max Preps. And I know a lot of coaches are like, yeah. How do we know who's being honest? But we could call them out, and you could say, you know what? And I could look at film and compare them and say, well, but put those stats up on Max Preps. Like, what does it hurt? Like, you started doing it this season, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I've always said it since I started coaching here. Anything I can do to give my kids an opportunity to be seen, I'm going to do it because I owe it to them, right? They play hard for me all the time, so it's the least I can do to give them an opportunity to be seen by somebody. And if that's something I got to do, then that's something I got to do.
All right, I'm going to play this quick video. Give me 1 second.
Actually putting high school students in harm's way. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. That rule says, barring a family court order, a student must live with his or her mother, or else he or she could miss up to 50% of their regular season games.
Now, Coach Piver, I played that because just for the people, I'll set it up. The Interscholastic League had a rule, that they've been enforcing recently, and Central had to have few guys go to court. Now, you had a player that recently came up on the ineligible list because of the transfer rule section D because he didn't live with his mom or something similar to that, right?
Yes. Yep. I had a student transfer. um, he shares time with his parents, and they basically switched roles. So he
Okay.
he moved in with his biological father. Um, which so he's spending his time in North Smithfield. So
Okay.
by the rule, um, he shouldn't have had to sit out any games because he physically moved into town that with a parent. Um, so we didn't see a violation of the transfer rule, and we asked the Interscholastic League to take a look at it, and they did, and thankfully they agreed and they allowed him to play with sufficient proof that that was his legal residence, and he certainly was staying there, and everything was on the up and up, which it was, and you know we did our due diligence. Our athletic director handled things by the books, and as a coaching staff, we handled things by the books, and as a student, he handled things by the books, and we were happy to have him out there tonight.
Good. Excellent. I'm glad another, student has a chance to play. You know, um, the rule has to be changed. I understand the reason of the rule, so you don't have, a kid on your team ends up switching. Let me go to West Warwick now because West Warwick's doing good, and then year two, I'm gonna go here, and then year three, So, but you think,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we know why it's there. Should there be a one-time transfer rule?
I don't know. I don't know. I think if if everybody is on the same page and everybody is doing things the way they're supposed to do it, um, with all the pathway opportunities and with all sorts of opportunities, if you go about transferring and you go about doing it the right way, I think there's everybody will be on the same page. I think it creates a fair playing field. Um, you know, the thing I think is most important is that not everything is cookie cutter and not everything is black and white. So to listen to the story and see the reasoning why somebody does something is important. And
Absolutely.
there's always a gray area, and I think that has to be heard at times. And so long as that's done, I don't think we have a problem.
So we're gonna check out some scores tonight. SK beats Cranston East 35-17. Um, I know Westerly was down 20-7, I believe. North Smithfield beats Tollgate 27-6.
Yep.
And them are the scores that I have right now. So it must have been nice getting your game done nice and early, Coach.
Yeah, it's nice to be home before 9 o'clock. Eat dinner pretty early and start to wind down. It's nice to start to wind down at 9 o'clock as opposed to 10:30. Um, so yeah, that's really nice.
Absolutely. So what does North Smithfield do? What's next? Do you guys practice tomorrow now?
No, nope. Um, we try to give the kids the weekend off. Um, with our roster size and with with the way that our kids have to play and compete for the amount of time and physicality that they have to, I think it's important that they have Saturdays and Sundays to themselves for their bodies to recover, to get away from football for a little bit. So they have the weekend off, and we come back on Monday and play a JV game. The varsity team gets in a weight room session before the JV game, and Tuesday we're back to work preparing for classical.
Oh, nice. And that's going to be a tough matchup. I don't think Glasgow's playing as good as they would like to be playing right now, but we'll see what
I'm sure
happens.
they're going to have some really really good athletes, and I'm sure they're going to be really well prepared. We've run across Classical a few times in the last 7 years since I've been on staff and been around, and seems like every time we run across them, they're pretty good. So I expect a good football game, and like I always say, we'll go out there and compete, and if our competitive level is enough to where we're victorious, great. If not, at least we're out there competing and giving it a fight. And everybody knows when they have North Smithfield on their schedule, they're at least going to get our best punch. So
Absolutely, man. Coach Piva, man, thank you, appreciate it. We'll definitely tune in because the next show we're gonna have Coach Dunbar coming up. West Pennington for sure. Probably gonna tap in with Emerson Kilgore. A lot of them guys just got off the field. And the last I knew, the Pilgrim score was 19-7. West Warwick was ahead in that one. Fans only had a lot of games going on tonight. They had the Cranston games.
West Warwick is tough. If they get the lead, they can grind you down. So West Warwick is tough if they get the lead.
And they don't even really have to use all their players as much anymore. They could. Let me see.
Yeah,
Hang on, let me get the score here.
they got a good wagon over there. They're going to be tough.
Yeah, they have a real big senior class. Yeah, 19. Yeah, it looked like the final was 19-7. You could check the game only out on Fans Only Sports on their YouTube channel. So congratulations, your whole staff, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You can tell Wes when you see him that's a complete team win. Everybody gets a sticker.
Everyone gets a sticker tonight for North Smithfield. That's
And
what's up.
no, for West Warwick.
Yes.
That's a complete team win. Everybody should get a sticker, and you can tell them I said that.
Hang on, complete team win. I gotta write this stuff down. I got ADD.
Right, that was
win.
one of our classifications when we gave out stickers a few years back. That would have been a complete team win. The defense held the other team down. The offense put a couple touchdowns on the board. That's a complete team win. Everybody on the roster gets a sticker.
There you go. Coach Pennington, I already know how you feel about him. He feels the same way about you. Great guy. A lot of great guys come on this show. All right, Coach. I'm gonna tell him everybody gets a sticker. SK also won against Cranston East, 35-17. Westerly was down from Barrington. Westerly really got to figure it out. But all right, Coach. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Have a good weekend. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, there we have it, Coach Piva. So we're gonna come back. I gotta get these let's see. Central Falls beats EWG 22-0. Let me go to Westerly Live right now. You can go to Westerly Live, which I really hate telling you that because the guy is like a slime ball, but let's check the Barrington score. Let's see if that's even still up. Oh, I could do it on here too. Yeah, so you can go to Westerly Live. Central Falls wins 22-0 on their way. 33-14 right now. Barrington is up on Westerly 33-14. Hang on. Maybe I could sneak it on here. Hang on. I think I can just for a minute. It was cold. It was cold out there. All right, give me 1 second. I'm working on it. Yeah, so if you got scores, definitely put the scores in the comment section. Let's check out this game a little bit. See what's going on.
Too wide to the left. I wouldn't expect the ball to go in the air for any reason if you're an Eagle. The Eagles haven't had to fly, they've run. And motion on the far side, hands it off.
I mean, Wesley scored, Eagles scored. It was like, you know,
For a gain of about 6 yards, gets the penalty yards back.
8:56 to go.
And that's going to bring got more than that back, excuse me. Wrestled away all the way forward to 2nd down and 7 to go.
Not really gonna be too good for Wesley to come out of this game with Barrington winning after Shea beating Barrington last week. What does this say for Wesley right now? What does this say for Wesley at this point? I don't know. You know, gonna be uncomfortable. You know, I think Wesley gave up 5 touchdowns on quarterback draws in the last couple of games. They gave up a few big plays in the last few weeks, some big punt returns. We know Matthew Garafola is out at this point. You know, I see Matthew today. Shout out Matthew Garafola. He's out he had surgery. You know, and that was their right guard. That really, really hurts.
They've given up big plays on D, scoring plays, and they've given up big plays on kick return. And
Absolutely.
For certain. And you can't do them in the same game.
Like you just said, big plays on kick return.
Which essentially brings us to where we are, 7:23, and they're letting it run. You're just going to watch the play clock run down. And he follows Murphy, creates some room.
Look at this.
This is ridiculous.
Whoa.
In the end zone for the Eagles, another broken defense.
Bro.
There's a flag on the play. Let's hope
A flag on the play. See if that one's going to come back. Not good, but not good. We'll be back in a few. I'm gonna reset this. I'm gonna come back on the next show. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna talk about this. Get me them scores, please. And if you want to sponsor any of these shows, we could definitely use some sponsorship. Keep it going.
Now deal with it. We see what happened when the last dude tried to. Yeah, I bet he probably went home and cried too. I chucked the line in the cafeteria. Lunch lady gave me a bowl of gravy, some mashed potatoes, and real with it. So ill with it, I think I need a medical leave. I got my foot on their neck and I ain't letting them breathe. He say he nicer, but he ain't never seen